Today we're going to talk about revenue recognition and how you can use ZoneBilling and NetSuite's revenue recognition to help your company scale. I'm Owen Karlsson, your ERP coach. The example that I've come up with is we are a software company. We are selling some sort of platform fee and managed service. From a billing perspective, we want to bill the platform fee up front. And then we want to bill the first year of managed services. And we're going to bill the customer $12,000 for the first year. We are going to pre-negotiate an escalation in our service offering. So the quantity isn't changing, but the price for that thing is going to go up over time. This is what we call a ramp-up example. How this gets quoted is not necessarily something we can control, but one way that you might bill this example within NetSuite, I had to go through a pretty manual process to build a custom billing schedule, and this is the first year, $10,000 billed up front. Very laborious to build out each one of these, but it certainly can be done. We have this billing in the cadence that we want, and when I click next bill and I go through the billing process, it will generate just my first invoice for May 10th, 2023, because that's what the billing schedule says. And we can create that invoice for $22,000. This works from a billing perspective. The problem here with this scenario comes in with revenue recognition. Under the revenue recognition rules, ASC 606 and IFRS 15, that is really one 36-month obligation of managed service. And I need to recognize that $15,000 each year over the 3-year period. Here's the two invoices that we generated for the 22 and 15. We also have this revenue arrangement for $55,000, which is our total. In order to get the revenue amounts correct, I actually came over here in my form. I did a fair value override, and I told the system what I needed the allocation to be. So I'm not leveraging the power of the native allocation engine, because in this case, there's no fair value formula that I can write that can get this to add up all of the other things like it. So this is a really compelling use case to use Zone Advanced Billing. So I did take the liberty of creating a ZAB subscription. I kind of mimicked how we built out the sales order with the subscription items below. And I'm going to use the term subscription and subscription items because that's what the records are called within NetSuite. But you can think of this as a contract and contract lines or any type of order or sale. So this ZAB subscription has these 4 subscription items. We set some revenue effective period dates for each of the different services. So managed service, each of these represent 1 year. The platform fee represents 3 years. We have the similar quantities and rates. We can see our total amount is $55,000. So what this is really doing in the back end, each one of these subscription items can create one or more charges. And those charges are really the things that actually end up on sales orders or on invoices. It's a reportable record. It's something you can build a search off of. So from a reporting perspective, it's a lot more powerful. And we also have a revenue module, which is really what we're here to talk about today. I've built a very simple revenue configuration, and all this revenue configuration is doing is telling how we're going to group those charges and build our revenue elements. And in this case, we're looking at the item field and we're grouping by that. And after I had built this subscription and I had assigned it a revenue configuration, I ran this update revenue details process. The real important takeaway here is that the things that we've looked at after the update revenue details process is run is we have these revenue orders and revenue details, which are the precursors to revenue elements. And so this revenue detail right here represents our platform fee. And I can see that what charges are behind it. I have one charge for $10,000 that makes up this platform fee. I can also go look at the revenue detail for the managed service. And you'll see I only have one revenue detail here. And here is really the power of ZoneBilling. This has 3 charges underneath it. It has the $12,000, the $15,000, and the $18,000 charge. Together, they make $45,000, and this is representing all 3 of those charges. So when we go look at the revenue arrangement created from ZAB revenue details looks a little bit different, right? Instead of 4 lines where one's $12,000, one's $15,000, one's $18,000, and I need to take steps to make sure that those get combined, ZoneBilling has already done that for me. And this requires no manual intervention whatsoever. I can look at this revenue plan for one managed service that's over a 3-year period for $45,000. My revenue plan is going to be very clean, right? $1,250 all the way through. We are going to arrive at the same final answer. It's not like we didn't accomplish this within native NetSuite. We just needed to do manual intervention on the billing schedules and manual intervention on the allocation to accomplish this. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you have any other questions, you can visit zoneandco.com, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.